What I guess should we move on here? Do we take a peek at the main event here?
Yeah, let's take a peek because last week you convinced me, and then I kind of circled back during the week this week, and I still think that there's a chance that Adesanya wins this fight, but I think that if he does win this fight, it will be by decision, and that's my only real like. Other than that, you gotta bet Vettori. You know, other than the chance of Adesanya being able to last the full 25 minutes, because I do feel like if he lasts the full 25 minutes, that he has a pretty good chance of winning. But I don't know. I just see Vettori basically taking the blueprint that Jan Blachowicz laid out, and the one thing that I worry about if I'm backing Vettori is, hopefully that he doesn't be a hothead and try to get into a striking battle with Adesanya, because that will turn out badly. But he's got to be measured, and he's got to basically be in control of his emotions, because Adesanya is a troll. He's a professional troll, so he's going to do a lot to probably piss off one of the most aggravated guys in UFC history. So this fight's going to be crazy. I don't know if we're giving this fight enough, if we're featuring this fight as a community, because everyone's stoked to see Adesanya Vettori too. But I feel like this has some extra. This is like the fight that everybody thought that Costa Adesanya was going to be. This is what that fight is going to be. This is going to be a war. I think apart from me thinking that there's a chance that Adesanya wins, there's no value at all in betting Adesanya in this fight right now. All of the market value is on Marvin Vettori, and it's gonna continue. What do you think?
Oh, you know what I think, baby. Everybody watching this show knows what I think, because I've been playing it up for weeks now. Yeah, it's Marvin Vettori, baby. Putting the streak on the line, putting it all on the line, baby. I'm going to be betting Marvin Vettori. Let me tell you guys, right there. You ain't on Patreon? Well, there's a freebie for you, boys. I'm betting Marvin Vettori, okay? The dude's big plus money. Like you said, Al, the blueprint's out there. Been talking about it. I've been talking about it since the first time these guys fought, straight up. Yeah, and we saw Vettori have success with it. I'll tell you what, my man Dom Cruz, I think it was Dominic Cruz. I bet it was Dom Cruz, because he's got a good analytical mind. My man Dom Cruz was out here giving it away for people. I'm like, Dom, bro, wait till your boy Bleed drops this on the people on Tuesday, because you're absolutely right. It's that middle of the octagon takedown that will be, if straight up, Al, this fight's very easy to break down. Let me break it down for the folks right now. Marvin Vettori either takes Israel Adesanya down multiple times in the middle of the octagon and wins, or he doesn't and he loses, okay? That's the whole fight, okay? Right? If for Adesanya to win, fight must stay standing, right? Takedown attempts must be up against the cage. He needs to use that cage as an extra balance point to prevent the takedown, to sprawl out. Because if he doesn't, and Marvin Vettori is allowed to get in deep on his hips, turn the corner in the middle of the octagon, pull out that posting hand, Marvin Vettori is going to hold this guy flat down on his back and have his way with him. And I think Marvin Vettori knows from the first fight, that's where he had the success. This fight, to stand and bang with Israel Adesanya is to play Adesanya's game. Everybody's done it up until who? Jan Blachowicz, the only man to defeat Adesanya in the octagon. Marvin Vettori, he's got the skills. He's going to do it. I believe in this guy. Is he a meathead? Oh, yeah. Is there a chance Adesanya lulls this guy, talks enough trash, gets under his skin enough? And I got to say, I would advise Adesanya to try to piss this guy off as much as possible and goad him into giving him the fight he wants, trying to knock his head off. That's what Adesanya wants. That's what Adesanya needs, is a guy loading up on power punches, coming in like a complete moron for Adesanya to pick apart with incredibly crisp counter strikes, okay? That's the Adesanya game in a nutshell, okay? Vettori needs to come in here smart. It's not about putting a hurting on this guy. It's about getting this belt around your waist. How do you do it? You go in there and you take this guy down in the center of the octagon. If the finish presents itself, the submission, the advance to ground and pound, full mount, whatever, if it's there, take it. But position over submission, he's the far superior wrestler. He's the far superior grappler with the far superior top game, and he's only got so much better at this discipline since they fought the first time. It's Marvin Vettori, baby. It's Marvin Vettori all the way. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Could Adesanya have shored up that takedown defense and just done enough to nullify the game of Vettori? Absolutely. The guy's only minus 300 for a reason, right? I mean, come on, man. Marvin Vettori, plus 200 or better. That's the move. That's the play. I'm on it. Marvin Vettori, baby. And new, Al.
Yeah, like I said, there's no Adesanya inside the distance, plus 190. And then Adesanya by decision, plus 140. And then money line, like you said, anywhere from minus 275 to minus 300. To minus 250. Like, at this point, if you're betting Adesanya, you're a sucker because I don't know how you can't convince yourself that there's value. There's no value. You know what I mean? Like, there's no value here. Like, even if you were an absolute expert, like if you had all the resources, if you had, if you were Dominic Cruz and you were a gambler and you looked at this line, there's no way you could convince yourself that Adesanya at minus 225 on the money line has value. It doesn't. Even if you're a giant Israel Adesanya fan, the value and the betting play is Marvin Vettori. And that's just how positive EV money-making sports betting works, is you don't always bet who you think is going to win. You bet the value. And, you make a great case that, there is a very clear path for him to win. And it's very similar to what Blachowicz did. Blachowicz used that center cage takedown. It's as much as I'm a fan of the guy, I gotta fade him. You gotta fade him here. And you look at it, this is a good exercise too. Who else in the division is Marvin Vettori a plus, even that big of an underdog?
Nobody.
Maybe Robert Whittaker.
No, not even. Listen, first off, I wouldn't be surprised if you can find a line on that, but I mean, I bet that fight would be close. That would be close. Maybe Robert Whittaker, ever so slight favorite. And I got to be honest, I would really have to think about that fight. But because both guys present a similar skill set and both guys are absolutely at the peak of their game. But guess what? Both guys also have a loss to Israel Adesanya. So I think that fight would be lined very closely, actually, Al. You would never get Marvin Vettori with the skill set this guy showed, with the dominant wrestling he showed over Jack Hermanson, a guy who has ultra high level grappling, like ultra powerful grappling. It was just eye opening. I said to myself, this guy's offensive wrestling is at a level where he should absolutely beat Adesanya with a solid game plan. And I think he's going to do it. I really do. And if he does, he should win. And that's all there is to it, Al. Like you said, sometimes you have to bet on a guy you don't even think is going to win. I think Marvin Vettori's going to win. And he's also plus 200. So I'm checking both boxes. That's a green light for your boy. That's a bet. That's just all there is to it. I think he's going to win. The guy's plus 200. Sign me up all day, forever.